What a beautiful console we have here. Unfortunately, I never really got my fair share with it. But recently, I've been trying to go back and enjoy the PlayStation 1 and the games it has to offer. I started with PacMan World, which was a game I got from my sister when I was like a couple of years old. And I was enjoying it. It was a little tricky, but I stopped and, resumed my play sessions every other day. Alex and Spencer basically had to drag me through Metal Gear Solid for our map out video, but I did finish it. But I noticed something was wrong once I started going back into Chrono Cross. And the reason is I was falling in love with this game, which is normal. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed Chrono Trigger as well, but this was just like such a step up. But every hour or hour and a half I was playing it, my eyes were getting so tired and I just couldn't continue playing even though I wanted to. And that's when I realized maybe it was time to take a step up from these. These are standard AV cables that connect through red, yellow, and white cables. And they don't project great onto the flat screen TV. And I think it was causing me a certain tiredness. And so I figured, maybe it's time that I upgrade and I look into upscaling my PlayStation now that I'm getting into the library. And so I got myself a Hyperkin HD TV cable adapter for the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. Today, I'm going to walk you through what's in the box, what it looks like on the TV, and just my overall assessment of the adapter. So let's take a look at what you get inside the box. So you get two major cables with this. The first is the adapter, and the second is a USB power source. Let's start with the adapter. There are two ends to this. One goes into the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, and the other is a standard HDMI port. In the adapter itself, there's not much going on. There is a power supply cord, which we'll use this for, and a switch for 4.3 or 16.9. 16.9 will fill the whole TV screen, while 4.3 looks more like you would see on a standard square CRT television. It's up to you what you want to play with. I think with like the PS1 games, they might look better in 4.3, but really, it's good that you have the option. The USB cable, I believe this is micro USB. I'm not entirely sure. I can't name it, but you can take a look. You can confirm in the comments below. The other end is USB. So this end goes into the adapter, and this end, if your HD TV has a port for it, you can put it right in there and it's going to charge the adapter. If not, you will need to invest separately in a little dock for it, but you may have some around the house that are multi-purpose and will work with this, such as, I don't know, like an iPhone dock or something. Don't quote me on that, but get this first and see if you can use it with that. One thing I would like to point out is that this is not as smooth at going into the back of the unit as a standard AV end, but it's worked for me, and I've not had any problems, and I've been able to get it in and out of the console easily. With that being said, I want to show you what a couple PS1 games look like on the HD TV, and then also what a PS2 game looks like. I'm not going to go into everything today. Welcome to my world. PacMan World, that is. This is first the composite version of the game, but it looks like in standard audio visual cables on a HD TV. One of the first things you'll notice is that it's a little blurry. The text is a little jaggy, even the fruit, and especially Pac-Man here on the screen. That would be the typical way that I remember the PlayStation 1 is as blurry. I'm going to let you just absorb what the game looks like in AV for a little bit. Nothing like a good butt bounce, am I right? Let's take a look at butt bounces in HD. Oh yeah, look at that fruit. I'd eat that and throw that in my fruit bowl. The text is crisp, so are the visuals. This is not what I remember the PS1 looking like, but damn does it look good. I'm very impressed overall with just how sharp the image is coming across. This is even sharper than my 64 HD cables. So yeah, it's upscaling really good for PacMan World, I gotta say. Let's take a look at some gameplay. Even at the menu screen here, it's a little better. Still, kind of color palette-ish. But I do like how, crisp the lines are for Pac-Man and even the worlds and everything. It's not super noticeable that, this game is playing in HD compared to, our taste for modern games. But, yeah, I'll let you go ahead and look at some HD gameplay for a little bit. Oh man, I have been talking up a storm about Chrono Cross, and I'm really excited to show you the differences between Chrono Cross in AV versus HD. This is the composite version of Chrono Cross, what it looks like in standard red, yellow, white audio visual. You can tell this is really just a beautiful game that deserves to look its finest. The way it currently looks is good. The textures are wonderful on the load screen, but there's still that slight blur around the letters of the text and even the sea creatures. This game could really do with a visual overhaul, but in the meantime, this is what it looks like in its standard version. In the demo of the gameplay, you can even see really just how many layers there are to the adventuring. And again, you have some of those problems with jaggies and blurriness, which is really a damn shame because this game is beautiful. Have no fear though, we are going to show you how to upscale this in HD and exactly what it looks like. Chrono Cross in HD? It's about time. Get it? Well, anyways, isn't it something that Chrono Cross looks probably as good as a PS3 game today? It's really impressive. This is the HD version. As you could tell, a lot of that blurriness has been resolved. The turtle looks beautiful. Oh man, I'd keep that as a pet, but I don't know if that would be, some form of animal cruelty. So let's stay in the ocean. The text is a lot clearer. The visuals are very good, although it looks a little bit darker. Let's take a look at the gameplay. This is probably what's most important. Everything is super crisp and detailed. You can even see the rays of light in the background as Sarge and his team is, patrolling the area. I'll let you enjoy it in HD for a little bit. I'll shut up. Okay, I do want to talk a little bit about setup. So with the PS1, it's as easy as plug and play, but when you set this up on a PlayStation 2, I'm talking about the adapter, you do need to do a little bit of system configuration. What you do is go to the menu without any disk in the system. You scroll down to System Configuration. Okay, as soon as you do that, you scroll down to the setting Component Video Out, and you change it to RGB. If you don't do this, the HDMI upscaler isn't going to work with your PS2. It's not something you have to do with the PS1, only the PS2. If everything is in working order, when you have the cable plugged in, this is the screen that you'll see on your TV. Riveting, right? Not really, but at least you know it's working. Okay, lastly, I want to close up here by showing you the difference between PS2 games in AV versus HD. This is Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga. Just the opening screen.
You cannot escape your hunger, warriors of purgatory.
What handsome men. Don't you want to enjoy this in full HD? Well, me too. But with the standard PS2, the best you got is AV if you're just playing it as created. And that doesn't translate great to the modern televisions that we know and have today. Shame too, these PS2 games look really well made. And so you should want to make them come out and shine in their best way possible. Just look at the potential here. I know personally I have not dabbled that much into the PS2 library for that reason, because, you know, it's just been very tiresome on the eyes. So I want to show you this same trailer in HD. Let's take a look.
Rend, slaughter, devour your enemies. There is no other way to survive. You cannot escape your hunger. Warriors of purgatory.
Here we go. Digital Devil Saga in digital HDMI. Lovely. I originally thought this screen was maybe rendered too bright, but it was actually that bright to begin with in the AV version. So no complaints there. This is looking similar, but still good. I can confirm just by, what it looks like on the TV at the time when I was testing this. It was really beautiful, and I was excited to try out this game. Fortunately, I'm not up to it yet. I am kind of working through a backlog, but yeah, this looks suitable for the modern television, and I'm very excited to see how it's held up over time. I'll let you enjoy it for a bit. All right, time for a final assessment of the Hyperkin PS1, PS2 cables. First off, this is just a terrific value if you are a classic retro gamer. You enjoy playing games that are not necessarily modern, but still have a lot of value in their experience and the gameplay. I got this cable for about $30 online. I've seen it in stores for about $40. And I love that it works not just with your PS2, but also the PS1. I personally have both consoles, but I understand some people just prefer to have the PS2. It's also valuable because if you try streaming or recording footage for PS1 games on a modern TV, you don't get the image on the TV for whatever reason. I think it's because the games are a little outdated and they were never meant to be played on a HDTV in the first place. That's why having some form of adapter is pivotal. You could just use a PS3 because PS3s play PS1 games, and that's a method for upscaling for sure. But if you have PS2 games that you want to upscale, this is a decent product as well. It's also very much a budget-friendly item. And I think the fact that PS3s also serve that function will keep these kind of cables in the low budget range. I haven't noticed anything severe in terms of gameplay and like distortions on the imaging. For Chrono Cross, I actually had a little scare. There was like a little light beam at one point in the gameplay, and I thought that the HD upscaler didn't pick it up, but that wasn't true. I did some testing here and it picked it up fine. I actually noticed more distortion with my cheap Chinese cables for the Nintendo 64 than I did with the Hyperkin product. Hyperkin in general is pretty reliable. They do the Retron and everything, and Alex has a cool video on the Retron 5, which I could direct you to. But I am very satisfied with the product. It's working beautiful, and I have never felt more encouraged to play PS1 and PS2 games. So I think that's a good sign for things to come. Stay tuned. I will be doing a video on Chrono Cross, and I hope you enjoy it. With that being said, I'm going to wrap it up here today. Thanks for joining, and I will see you with more video content to come.